They tried to write your ending before your story even began, but destiny doesn't ask for permission, it commands. Awaken, chosen ones. You weren't meant to blend in. You weren't meant to follow the herd, to beg for scraps, to wait for approval from those who fear your rise. The ones who doubted you. They saw your power before you even recognized it. That's why they tried to break you early, to clip the wings before they ever touched the sky. But here's the truth. You were never meant to crawl. You were built to ascend. Your enemies don't just dislike you, they fear you. They whisper your name like an omen, sensing the shift before it even happens. And now, they're gripping their crystals, clutching their luck charms, Googling ways to reverse the karma they know is coming. Because the chosen ones don't rise with noise, we rise like a silent storm, undetected until it's too late. They underestimated the fire inside you, and now they're watching helplessly as it burns through every illusion they built about you. The power of being chosen haunts them because it exposes everything they lack. Your existence is a walking contradiction to their mediocrity. They played it safe, followed the crowd, bent the knee to power that was never meant for them. You were different from the start. While they sought shortcuts, you built foundations. While they craved validation, you sharpened your mind in silence. And now, when they look at you, they don't just see a person, they see everything they refuse to become. They see your name etched into destiny, written in a script they cannot erase. They feel the weight of it pressing down on their failures, reminding them that they could have been more, but chose to be less. That's why they try to distract you, to slow you down, to make you doubt yourself. Because deep down, they know something they'll never admit. Your rise is inevitable. And now, as the storm gathers, they realize they were never the ones in control. You were always coming, moving in silence, unshaken, unstoppable. Let them watch. Let them tremble. You don't need their permission. You claim what's yours. And now, chosen one, this is where it gets real. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you already knows this message was meant for you. This isn't just another video. This is a wake-up call to the power your enemies saw long before you did. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll see it too. So if you're ready to step into what's already yours, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a fire in the comments to claim your rise. Because the ones who fear you, they're watching. They always have been. And now, let's break it down piece by piece. Stay locked in, because if you're truly chosen, you won't just want to stay. You'll feel the pull too. Let's get started. Number 1. Your enemies saw your power. Before you did, and it terrified them, a predator never fears the weak. It fears the one it failed to break. Before you even knew who you were, they knew. Before you ever questioned your potential, they saw it. While you were lost in doubt, fighting silent battles within, they were already haunted by the reality of what you could become. That's why they didn't wait. They moved early, tried to break you before you ever had a chance to rise. Why? Because your enemies aren't just afraid of you as you are now. They've been terrified of the future you since the beginning. You ever wonder why they picked you? Why, out of all the people around you, the ones with less drive, less vision and less fire, you were the one they targeted. It wasn't random. It wasn't by chance. They felt something in you, something different, a force they couldn't control, a power they couldn't replicate, a light they knew would eventually outshine them. And that scared them more than anything. That's the thing about being chosen. It's not about what's seen on the surface. It's about what radiates from within. And trust me, people can sense it before you can. It's in the way the world bends itself around you. It's in the way you recover from setbacks, like they were just warm-ups for something bigger. It's in the way your silence holds more weight than their loudest lies. You weren't just another face in the crowd. You carried an undeniable mark of destiny, and the ones who recognized it first weren't your supporters. They were your enemies. And what did they do with that knowledge? Did they take inspiration from your potential? Did they push themselves to evolve and grow? Number. They did what the weak always do when faced with power. They tried to sabotage it. They mocked you, underestimated you, spread lies, created distractions, whispered doubts into your ear, hoping that if they could break your belief in yourself, they could stop what was coming. But here's the truth they never wanted to admit. Nothing they did could change what was already written. They never hated you for what you had. They hated you because you reminded them of everything they lacked. Every ounce of drive you had was a reminder of their complacency. Every moment you pushed forward was proof of the work they weren't willing to do. Every silent victory you won in the shadows reminded them that they settled while you kept rising. Their hostility wasn't about you, it was about them. They didn't just fear your presence, they feared the reflection of their own failure standing in front of them. And here's the irony. The same vision that scared them is the one that will cement your greatness. Everything they did to stop you, it only refined you. Every attempt to block you, it only sharpened your focus. Every stone they threw at you, you turned it into a foundation. And now they're realizing what they always feared was true. You were never meant to be stopped. So let them watch. Let them feel the weight of their choices. Because while they wasted time fighting the inevitable, you were becoming exactly what they feared most. And the best part? You're only getting started. Number 2. They weren't just watching you, they were running from themselves. The weak don't hate the strong for their power. They hate them for the mirror they hold up to their failures. Chosen ones, listen carefully. You were never the problem. You were never the reason for their anger, their jealousy, their resentment. That war they waged against you, it wasn't about you. It was about them. Because when they looked at you, they weren't just seeing your power. They were seeing their own weaknesses, laid bare, with no place left to hide. You ever notice how they flinch when you walk in the room? How their energy shifts when you speak? It's because your very existence is a reminder of what they refused to become. You're a walking contradiction to their excuses. While they chose the easy path, you embraced the struggle. While they sought comfort, you endured the fire. And now, every move you make, every step you take toward greatness, forces them to face the reality they spent their lives running from. And that's why they hate you. Not because you wronged them, not because you did anything to them, but because you are proof that their suffering is self-inflicted. They had the same chances you did, the same 24 hours, the same crossroads where they could have chosen growth. But instead, they settled. They made excuses. And now, every time they see you, they are confronted with the truth that they were always capable, but never willing. That's the thing about the chosen. We don't fake strength, we build it. We don't chase validation, we chase purpose. And that's what eats them alive. Because they can fake confidence, they can fake success, but they can't fake the fire you carry. They can't manufacture the resilience you earned through pain. And so, instead of elevating themselves, they choose the only option that feels easier, trying to tear you down. But here's what they don't understand. Light doesn't dim just because shadows are afraid of it. The more they fight you, the more they expose their own fragility. Every attempt to undermine you, every effort to discredit you, every whisper behind your back. It's not power, it's panic. They are drowning in their own insecurities, grasping for anything to make themselves feel less small in your presence. And while they waste their time obsessing over you, you keep rising. While they chase distractions, you chase destiny. They could have built something for themselves, but instead, they made the fatal mistake of investing their energy in you. And now, it's too late. Because your strength is no longer something they can ignore, it's something that defines the distance between you and them. Let them watch. Let them crumble under the weight of their own regret. Because whether they validate you or not, you were always meant to rise. Number 3. You're not here to fit in. You were born to break the mold. The greatest threat to a broken system isn't rebellion. It's someone who thrives without it. You were never one of them. Never meant to follow. Never meant to blend in. Never meant to lower yourself to their watered-down version of success. And that's why they hate you. Not because you tried to compete, but because you never had to. You built your own path while they fought for a seat at tables never meant for them. In a world obsessed with trends, imitation, and validation, you stood alone. While they chased approval, you sharpened your edge. While they played by the rules, you rewrote the game. You weren't afraid to be different, even when it meant walking alone, because you knew something they didn't. Greatness isn't given to those who beg for it. It's claimed by those who refuse to be ignored. Your enemies can't stand that. They tried to box you in, label you, mold you into something predictable, but you shattered every expectation they had. They despise you not because you challenged them, but because your existence alone proves their way was never the only way. They climbed the ladder, kissed the right hands, played the politics, only to realize you don't even need their system. And that shakes them to their core. See, they wanted to believe that power was reserved for them, the ones who followed the rules, stayed in line, played it safe. But then you happened. You, with no permission, no validation, no need for their approval. You, walking in purpose while they ran in circles chasing recognition. You, creating something they could never copy because it was never meant for them. And the worst part, it looks effortless. They tell themselves you got lucky, that you had some unfair advantage, that you cheated the game. But deep down, they know the truth. They never had the courage to do what you did. They were too afraid to stand alone, too weak to endure the isolation of true power, too desperate for acceptance to ever build something of their own. That's why they resent you, because your rise is inevitable and they feel it. It doesn't matter what they do, how they try to stop you, how much they whisper behind your back. You are beyond their reach. While they waste time watching your every move, you're already 10 steps ahead, building something they can't access, let alone destroy. They fought for a spot in a system designed to keep them in line. You walked away and created something untouchable. They chased status. You claimed purpose. They wanted power. You became unstoppable. And that's the real reason they fear you. Because you don't need their games. You never did. You are the exception. You always have been. Number 4. They laughed because you were silent. Now they're speechless. They thought you were nothing until you became everything. The most dangerous one in the room isn't the one making noise. It's the one watching, waiting, and preparing. They never saw you coming. And that was their first mistake. They were too busy underestimating you, laughing in their arrogance, mistaking your silence for insignificance. While they boasted about their half-baked victories and flaunted achievements built on shaky foundations, you stayed in the shadows, building something real. You didn't seek validation. You didn't need applause. While they needed an audience to feel important, you became unstoppable in their blind spot. That's the thing about the chosen ones. We don't move like the rest. While they shout their plans to anyone who will listen, we understand the power of silence. The loudest threats can be anticipated, countered, and dismantled. But the ones who move quietly, they are unpredictable, unseen, and unavoidable when they strike. And that's exactly what you did. They misread your stillness as stagnation. They assumed your quiet meant you had nothing to offer. But the truth, you were sharpening your edge. You were preparing for something far greater than they could comprehend. While they wasted their energy watching and waiting for you to fail, you were mastering your craft, fortifying your mind, and laying the foundation for something they could never replicate. And now, they're scrambling. Your rise wasn't gradual. It wasn't something they could prepare for. It wasn't predictable enough for them to sabotage. It was sudden, undeniable, explosive. It shattered their illusions, ripped apart their false confidence, and exposed the foolishness of their assumptions. They thought they had the advantage because they couldn't see your progress. They believed they were ahead because you weren't making noise. But they forgot that some battles are won before they're ever fought. Your strategy was precise. You let them feel comfortable. You allowed them to believe they had control. You gave them the illusion of superiority, all while setting the stage for a moment they never saw coming. And now, as they watch you step fully into your power, they're forced to confront the brutal truth. They never stood a chance. Because when those who master invisibility finally reveal themselves, they don't just shine, they blind. Your emergence wasn't just unexpected, it was unstoppable. They were never prepared for someone like you because their arrogance convinced them you weren't a threat. But now they have no choice but to watch as you rise beyond their reach. And the best part? This is just the beginning. Number 5. The universe warned them about you, but they ignored the signs. The greatest mistake a man can make is to ignore the storm while standing in its path. Your enemies had a vision of you, chosen one. It wasn't paranoia. It wasn't a fleeting thought. It was a warning. The universe, in its infinite power, whispered a truth into their ears long before you ever stepped into your destiny. It showed them who you were meant to be, the force you would become, the balance you would shift. And, instead of preparing, instead of heeding the call, they laughed it off. Maybe they thought their power was permanent. Maybe they believed their control was untouchable. Maybe they convinced themselves that you were just another face in the crowd, another name they could silence, another dream they could shatter. But the truth? They were never safe. The moment you arrived, their days at the top were already numbered. The universe doesn't send warnings for nothing. It was giving them a chance to evolve before the shift came crashing down on them. But instead of rising, they fought against the inevitable. They dismissed the visions. They shook off the unease. They ignored the gut feeling that told them something was different about you. They had every opportunity to prepare, to elevate themselves, to step aside with dignity. But arrogance is a blindfold, and they wore it proudly. Instead of adapting, they spent their energy sabotaging, discrediting, and pretending you didn't exist. But pretending doesn't change reality. And now, they're waking up to the truth. The prophecy they laughed at is unfolding before their eyes. You weren't just another challenger. You weren't just someone clawing for a spot at their table. You were the recalibration of power itself. The shift wasn't just about you. It was about balance being restored. They spent their time trying to hold on to what was never truly theirs, and in doing so, they sealed their fate. Because power, real power, doesn't belong to those who steal it, manipulate it, or hoard it. It belongs to those it was destined for, and now they sit in the ruins of their own making, watching the one thing they feared most come to life. You. Every warning they ignored, every whisper of intuition they silenced, Every opportunity they had to step back and grow. It all led to this moment. And the irony? The universe didn't warn them to punish them. It warned them to save them. But they refused to listen. And now they watch helplessly as the unstoppable becomes reality. Their downfall wasn't written by you. It was written by them. You didn't need to fight for your place. It was already yours. And they're finally realizing the truth they tried so hard to deny. You were never coming to take their throne. You were coming to build a kingdom they were never meant to rule. Number 6. You're not just one person. You are generations of power. Rising. You are not just one person. You are 1,000 battles fought in silence, 1,000,000 prayers whispered in the dark, a lineage of warriors, survivors, and visionaries rising through you. And your enemies? They're not just facing you. They're facing everything that made you. Chosen one, do you think your power began with you? You are the echo of those who came before. You are the answer to prayers spoken generations ago. The force that moves through you is not just your own. It is the unfulfilled dreams, the silent struggles, the unshaken resilience of an entire lineage. You were not just born, you were sent. And that is why they fear you. Your enemies aren't just battling an individual, they are standing against the weight of history itself. They can't understand why no matter what they do, no matter how they plot, you keep rising. It's because you're not moving alone. With every step forward, you carry the strength of those who never had the chance. Every obstacle you break through is a chain broken for those who came before. Every victory you claim is a triumph for those who never saw justice. This is why their attacks will always fail. They think they're fighting you, but they are fighting against destiny. They have underestimated the force of divine timing, the inevitability of your rise. And now they feel it. The weight, the shift, the quiet, unstoppable march of something much larger than them. They don't just fear what you do, they fear what you represent. You are proof that power cannot be silenced forever, that the oppressed do not remain bound, that history has a way of correcting itself through those who refuse to break. They've spent so much time manipulating, scheming, controlling, but what they never prepared for was someone like you. Someone whose power isn't borrowed, isn't faked, isn't fragile. Someone whose rise was written long before they ever tried to stop it. Your enemies are used to fighting individuals, not legacies. They know how to manipulate people, not divine purpose. They've mastered deception, but they have no strategy for facing the unstoppable. And that is why they will lose. You are not here by accident. You were placed exactly where you need to be, at exactly the right time, for exactly the right purpose. The world didn't just need someone like you, it needed you. And the ones who have tried to block your path, they are nothing but dust beneath the weight of your bloodline's purpose. They should have never stood in your way, because all they have done is make your rise even greater. Number 7. They fear you because your light exposes their lies. A liar's worst enemy isn't the truth. It's the one who refuses to be silenced. They don't fear you because of what you've done. They fear you because of who you are. Your existence alone disrupts the fragile illusions they've built around themselves. They thrive in deception, in half-truths, in the comfort of their own shadows where accountability is nothing more than an inconvenience. But then you walked in, and suddenly everything they had carefully hidden was at risk of being seen. That's what true light does. It doesn't argue, it doesn't beg, it doesn't prove itself. It simply exists. And in doing so, it forces everything around it to be seen for what it truly is. That's why they fear you. Because while they pretend, you are real. While they manipulate, you move in truth. While they build walls to block out their own inadequacies, your presence alone shatters them to the ground. They see you, and they feel exposed. It's not that you've done anything to them directly, you don't have to. The weight of your authenticity is enough to make them squirm. It reminds them of every lie they've told themselves, every shortcut they took, every time they abandoned growth in favor of comfort. They hate you because you force them to see what they're running from. And don't think for a second that they don't notice. They feel it the moment you walk into a room. The tension, the discomfort, the nervous glances. They wonder why they can't stand to be around you for too long. They wonder why your presence makes their carefully curated mask feel heavier. It's because you are the living proof of what they refuse to become. And that truth? It burns. But understand this, their fear is not your burden to carry. You don't shine to expose them. You shine because it's who you are. You don't need to dim yourself to make them comfortable. That's their problem, not yours. They had the same chances you did. They could have embraced their own light, but they chose the shadows. That was their decision. And now, they live in the consequences of it. You are not responsible for their discomfort. You were never meant to fit into their mold, to play by their rules, or to make them feel safe in their illusions. Your purpose is bigger than their fear. You were born to stand out. You were chosen to illuminate a path that most will never have the courage to walk. And so, the choice remains theirs. They can rise, face their own truth, and evolve, or they can retreat further into the darkness, pretending you're the problem. But either way, you will keep shining, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Number 8. Your energy didn't just shake them, it destroyed their illusions. A throne built on lies shatters the moment truth walks in the room. From the second they became aware of you, everything started to shift. Their plans, their confidence, their sense of control. It all started to unravel, and they didn't even understand why. They had built their world carefully, stacking illusions on top of each other, playing their games, manipulating the weak, and feeding off the blind. And then, you arrived. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't even have to speak. Your energy alone was enough to disrupt the foundation of everything they built. That's the thing about being chosen. You don't fight for space. The universe clears it for you. You don't chase power. Power bends toward you. And they felt that shift before you even realized you were the cause of it. You ever notice how people change when you walk into a room? How suddenly the ones who thought they had everything under control start acting uneasy? It's because they recognize something, even if they can't explain it. Your presence carries weight. It carries truth. And anything built on deception, shortcuts, or stolen success cannot withstand the presence of the chosen. Their world didn't start falling apart because you attacked it. It fell apart because it was never built to survive someone like you. They thought they were untouchable, thought they could manipulate, deceive, and control their way to the top. But they didn't understand the laws of the universe. The moment they stood against you, they sealed their own downfall. Every move they made to block you only redirected more energy back to you. Every whisper against you made your name more powerful. Every attempt to break you only strengthened the foundation beneath your feet. The irony? You never even needed to fight them. The universe fought for you. The energy that guides the chosen ones has no tolerance for frauds, no patience for illusions. That's why everything they built started crumbling, because it wasn't real. They thought they were in control, but the second your path crossed theirs, the real power was revealed. And they were never a part of it. Now, they're scrambling, they're confused. They're wondering why their usual tactics aren't working. They don't realize the game ended the moment you entered it. Their time at the top was never permanent. It was just an illusion, a placeholder until the real force, the Chosen, arrived. And now, here you are, unstoppable, unshaken, the force they never saw coming. Let them struggle, let them panic, let them watch in silence as the universe does what it always does for the Chosen. Make way. Number 9. You are the mystery. They can't solve, and the power they can't match. They can't box what refuses to be caged. They can't label what defies definition. And they can't stop what they'll never understand. Chosen One, they don't know what to do with you. You don't fit their script. You don't behave the way they expect. You don't react the way they predict. And that shakes them to their core. They're used to people being one thing or the other, confident or humble, strong or soft, silent or loud. But you are both. And that's why you terrify them. Your humility disarms them, so they assume you're weak. Your confidence blindsides them, so they assume you're arrogant. Your silence makes them think they have you figured out, until your power leaves them speechless. You exist outside the lines they've drawn, and that drives them insane. They try to define you, but every time they think they have you pegged, you shatter their expectations. They've never encountered someone like you before, and deep down, they know they never will again. That's what eats them alive. Not just your strength, but the fact that they can't predict your next move. They've seen people rise before, but those people followed a pattern. They followed the rules. They played the game. You don't play their game because you're too busy building your own. They expect you to crave validation, to seek approval, to follow trends, to bow before the so-called gatekeepers. But you don't need their systems, their approval, or their recognition. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes them desperate to control you. But how do you control what refuses to be contained? The answer is, you don't. You are a force that cannot be replicated, a paradox that cannot be understood. While they waste time trying to label you, trying to make sense of your existence, you are moving forward, evolving and rising in ways they can't comprehend. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove yourself. You just are. That's why they fear you. You expose the limits of their small minds. They've built their world on predictable rules, on categories they can control, on patterns they can manipulate. But you break every one of them. And so, they try to box you in. They try to define you in ways that make them comfortable. They try to convince themselves that you must be just like everyone else. But every time they think they have you figured out, you flip the script and leave them scrambling. They don't hate you because you're different. They hate you because you prove that their way of thinking is outdated, weak, and powerless. Your very existence is proof that the world doesn't work the way they thought it did. That's why they fight so hard to control your narrative, to force you into a category, to make you small enough to understand. But you weren't made to be understood. You were made to disrupt. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to fit into their world, because you were never here to meet their expectations. You were here to rewrite them. Number 10. They hate you because you prove they could have been more. A caged bird will never celebrate the eagle. It will only resent its flight. They don't just dislike you. They don't just envy you. They are haunted by you. Every time they see your success, it's not admiration that fills them. It's regret. Because you are living proof of everything they could have been, but weren't strong enough to become. You are a walking reminder that they had the same chances, the same opportunities, the same 24 hours. But while you chose discipline, they chose excuses. While you chose the long road, they looked for shortcuts. And now, every step you take forward is a slap in the face to their wasted potential. That's what makes them so desperate to tear you down. It was never about you. It was always about them. Their anger. It's self-hatred projected onto you. Their hostility. A mask to cover their own failure. When they see you, they don't just see success. They see everything they could have been, but weren't willing to become. And that truth is unbearable. You ever wonder why they invest so much energy in you? Why they stalk, gossip, scheme, and throw shade your way? It's because your presence alone forces them to confront their own mediocrity. You didn't get lucky. You weren't handed anything. You earned it. Through sweat, through sacrifice, through relentless effort, you became what they swore was impossible. And now they have to live with that. You see, chosen ones don't just rise. We expose. We reveal who's real and who's been faking it all along. And your enemies? They were never real. They wore the mask of ambition, but never put in the work. They talked about success, but never chased it. They wanted greatness without paying the price. And when they saw you doing everything they were too weak to do, it enraged them. Because you forced them to see the truth. The truth that greatness is built, not given. The truth that discipline outlasts shortcuts. The truth that success isn't a birthright. It's a reward for those who refuse to quit. And they can't stand it. Because if you, someone they once overlooked, ignored, or laughed at, could rise so high, then what excuse do they have left? They see you thriving, and it stings. They see you leveling up, and it burns. They see you winning, and it breaks them, because with every move forward, you remind them of everything they were too afraid to chase. And the irony? The more they hate, the higher you rise. Their envy is just wind beneath your wings, pushing you even further beyond their reach. Let them watch. Let them burn. Let them drown in the weight of their own regret. Because the chosen don't stop. We ascend. Number 11. They thought they could rewrite your destiny. Now they're watching you live it. They tried to rewrite your fate, but destiny doesn't take edits. A fool's greatest mistake isn't underestimating a warrior. It's thinking they can erase a prophecy. Your enemies didn't just come for you out of petty jealousy. This wasn't about simple envy or fleeting resentment. No, they were trying to rewrite something they had no power over. They saw the road you were destined to walk, the throne you were meant to sit on, the fire inside you that even you hadn't fully realized yet. And instead of accepting it, they tried to interfere with fate itself. But here's the truth they refuse to understand. Destiny isn't fragile. It doesn't bend to weak hands or break under shallow attacks. It doesn't take edits, deletions, or rewrites. They thought that if they discredited you, blocked your path, threw enough obstacles in your way, they could stop what was already written. But how can you stop a storm that was already in motion? How do you kill something that was never dependent on them to begin with? Their attacks didn't weaken you, they strengthened you. Every attempt to bring you down only refined the fire inside you. Every trap they set became another lesson learned, another weapon in your arsenal, another stepping stone toward exactly where you were meant to be. They thought they were breaking you, but all they did was train you for a level they themselves will never reach. They saw you as an individual they could defeat, but they weren't just fighting you. They were fighting a force far greater than themselves. They were fighting divine orchestration. They were trying to outmaneuver something that had already been set in motion before they even realized it existed. They weren't battling you, they were battling inevitability. And that's a war they were never going to win. They underestimated the very power that was guiding you. They mistook their ability to cause setbacks for the ability to stop you. But destiny thrives on resistance. It doesn't just survive attacks, it uses them. Every time they pushed against you, they unknowingly propelled you forward. Every time they tried to block you, they built the pressure that would launch you even further. Now, as they watch you rise, not despite their efforts, but because of them, they are forced to sit with the truth. They were never in control. They never had the power they thought they did. What they intended as your downfall became the very thing that solidified your strength. Their interference was never a blockade, only a detour, and every path leads to the same inevitable conclusion: your victory. So let them reflect. Let them wrestle with the weight of their failure. Because no matter what they did, no matter how hard they fought against it, you were always going to make it. Destiny was never theirs to change. And now, it's too late. Number 12. Your success isn't just a win, it's their greatest wake-up call. Some people dig graves for others, only to fall in themselves. Your elevation wasn't just a victory, it was a reckoning. The ones who tried to block your path, who spent their energy scheming against you, who whispered doubts into your ear, they were never meant to stop you. They were meant to witness you, to watch, powerless, as every trap they set for you became the very thing that lifted you higher. The universe has a way of teaching lessons that can't be ignored. And your success? It's a lesson your enemies will never forget. Because when they see you thriving, despite every betrayal, despite every lie, despite every attempt to tear you down, they're forced to confront the truth. They never had the power they thought they did. They didn't just fail to stop you, they backfired. Every moment they wasted trying to discredit you was a moment they should have spent on their own growth. But they didn't. Because people like them don't build, they destroy. They don't evolve, they scheme. And now, as they sit in the ruins of their own making, you stand tall, unshaken, unbothered, untouchable. Your rise wasn't about proving them wrong, it was about proving yourself right. You didn't stoop to their level. You didn't fight dirty. You didn't beg for their approval or lower your standards just to fit into their world. You stayed true. You worked in silence. You let your results speak for themselves. And that's what breaks them the most. Not just that you succeeded, but that you did it without them, despite them, because of them. And now, their lesson is carved into reality. It's humbling because they realize their efforts were nothing more than wasted time. But it's also haunting because it forces them to ask the hardest question of all. What if I had focused on my own path instead of trying to block theirs? That regret. It belongs to them, not you. You don't have time to dwell on their downfall because you were never competing with them in the first place. While they were playing small games, you were aligning with something greater: purpose, destiny, inevitability. This isn't just your win. It's a cosmic reminder that destiny cannot be rewritten by those too weak to walk their own path. They were never meant to stop you. They were meant to learn from you. And now, as you ascend higher than they ever imagined, they realize too late. They weren't fighting a person. They were fighting fate itself. And fate never loses. Number 13. They didn't just fear your potential. They knew your rise was inevitable. They didn't fear what you were. They feared what you were destined to become. Your enemies never needed proof of your greatness. They saw it before you did. Long before you had the confidence, before you stepped into your power, they already knew you were coming. That's why they fought you so hard, why they tried to plant doubt in your mind, why they wanted you distracted, lost, or afraid. Because it was never a question of if you would rise, it was always a question of when. Potential can be wasted, talent can be ignored, but inevitability, that's something they can't fight. They watched you push forward despite the odds. They saw how no setback could break you. No betrayal could stop you. No failure could define you. And deep down, they knew this wasn't luck, it was destiny. That's what terrifies them the most. You weren't just another contender. You were the shift itself. They built their power on illusions, on fragile lies, on the belief that people like them were the only ones who could succeed. But you shattered that illusion. You proved that greatness isn't about privilege, it's about purpose. You exposed the truth they refused to accept, that no matter how much they tried to hold you back, you were always going to take what was already yours. They tried to rewrite fate, but destiny doesn't take orders. No amount of resistance could stop what was already set in motion. They could lie, sabotage, manipulate, but all they did was fuel the fire. Every attempt to break you only made you more unshakable. Every obstacle they placed in your way became a stepping stone to something greater. Every attack only sharpened your focus, forcing you to refine your power until it was undeniable. And now they have to face the truth. The moment they feared has arrived. You are no longer the underestimated, the overlooked, the dismissed. You are everything they hoped you would never become. And there's nothing they can do about it. They thought they were silencing a threat, but what they didn't realize is that you were never just a threat. You were the shift, a force of divine timing, of ancestral power, of something greater than they ever prepared for. You didn't just survive their opposition, you turned it into the very force that pushed you forward. So let them wrestle with their regrets. Let them sit with the weight of their choices. While they stay trapped in fear, you rise. While they look back, you move forward. You were never meant to fit into their world. You were meant to change it. The chosen don't wait for permission. They take what's theirs. Keep rising, keep shining. Your time is now. And just like that, chosen one, the truth stands undeniable. They saw your rise before you did, and they fought it. Not because you were weak, but because they knew you were unstoppable. But destiny doesn't bargain, and fate doesn't fold. You were never meant to be held back, only refined by the fire. Now, stand in your power, unshaken, unapologetic. If this message awakened something in you, don't stop here. Like the video, subscribe, and drop 77 in the comments to claim your rise. Share this with someone who needs the reminder. The chosen rise together. Your time is now.